Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's your boy DCFX and I'm here to share insights of what I think we might expect this coming week. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'll make this quick and insightful. So this is a daily time frame, right? And what we can see from daily time frame is this impulse that was made to break this previous structure, right? So after we broke this structure, we could see that price is retracing back, right? And this is my decisional zone. This is how I categorize my decisional zone, in the sense that the structure that led to the break of that particular structure of a that led to a break of a high or a low is my decisional zone. And then I like to categorize where the price start from. Let's say this place, which is the origin of the main push, right? From this place, this could be the extreme zone, right? So let me move down to 4 hours where we'll break things down a little bit, right? So from the 4-hour zone, you could see, right, that this impulse didn't just started. This movement from the up to the upside didn't just started. You could see how this movement mitigated into this decisional structure right here, right? This is decisional, not the one at the top, because that didn't lead to any break of structure, right? This is not decisional zone, right? This is just a high. This is like an inducement, right? Because see how this built these equal lows around the side, and this high right here was responsible for breaking out of this breaking or taking out all this liquidity, and also price has built this trend line. If you could see, right, price built this trend line in the extent, and that zone right there was able to push price lower, right? So from the higher time frame, you could see that we've already begun a movement to the upside, right? That's to guide us as to where we're supposed to be taking trade from and where we shouldn't supposed to be taking trade from, right? So previous days, right, you could see that this zone right here, right, due to the fact that we've started a bullish movement from the decisional zone at the higher time frame, you could see that this zone, this supply zone here was a strong supply zone, in the sense that it was responsible for taking out this low, and it was responsible for taking out this trend line liquidity that was built. But price was able to break above it because we have already begun a bullish movement from the higher time frame. So this was a valid zone, but it is at the wrong side of the market, right? So we could see that this high has automatically been taken out. Let me just do it like this, right? And then after this high has been taken out, where is the decisional zone that led to this break of structure right here? Because that zone was the zone that was responsible for pushing price lower. So actually this was the zone that was responsible for that break of structure, but we could see that previously price has swept this liquidity, in the sense that price swept this low right here that led to this break of structure. Price has swept that liquidity and also has taken out all this liquidity in the process, right? You could see how price has taken out this liquidity around this side, right? Price has taken out this liquidity around the side, and then we can now expect a bullish movement. You could see how price reacted impulsively after taking out this low right here, and also grabbing all this liquidity around the side. So what am I expecting this week? This will have to move lower to the lower. So moving down to a lower time frame, I realized something, and that is, if you could see from this level right here, this was the last low that made this high on the 15 minutes time frame, right? So we should expect price to move higher from this place, right? But price failed to move higher from this place and instead broke this structure, right? Now this break of structure on the higher time frame was a sweep of both this liquidity and this liquidity, whereby preparing price to move higher, right? Now from the lower time frame is interpreting another thing entirely, whereby we are getting a break of structure, and then price is moving up to mitigate either the decisional zone around this side or the extreme zone, which is where price is now. Now in the higher time frame, right, this is not a extreme zone, this is a higher high that has been made, and price is making a retracement down, then to gather enough momentum mitigate any zone, which price has done. Price did not mitigate any zone in the higher time frame but instead it swept a liquidity, and then that run of liquidity now is now pushing price higher from the perspective on the higher time frame. So what is here now? What is happening here? So we've now arrived at the point of inflation, whereby market, from technical side of market, is showing us two sides, right? Price is showing us a bearish sign, and price is also giving us a bullish sign, whereby both sides might be correct, right? But we don't know yet, right? We don't know. So from my own perspective, what I am expecting this week is that in this zone we've now mitigated into the extreme zone around this side, right? So we've gotten equal high runs of liquidity here, we've gotten this run of liquidity here, right? And then price has left a zone unmitigated, right? Price has left a zone unmitigated around this side, which is where price is coming back to for maybe a continuation to the downside, right? So that is said from the bearish side. Now from the bullish side, now we've known that price has swept this liquidity, right? Both of this liquidity right here, and then price is moving up. So thereby we'll have this point where price started the movement from, right? This point number one, and then we got the second point around this side where price on this supply to demand around this side, right? This place that this decisional zone, according to a lower time frame, that has failed to push price lower, but instead price has broken above and then it has moved higher. Now you could see the level of imbalance that price has left here to come and fill for a continuation. But in this case now, price hasn't come back to that demand zone yet, but instead we've tapped into an extreme supply zone on the lower time frame. So what should I be expecting? Now let's read this price action right here. Now what I could see here is that you could see how price created this trend line liquidity, right? We ran that liquidity and then got this bearish push around this side. Price was supposed to come back and at least respect this zone, right? Price was supposed to respect that zone, whereby it gave this this point of inducement, right? Now price was supposed to respect this zone, but instead we failed to respect this zone, and then price broke above, right? Now price broke above, now inviting in buyers who were thinking, okay, we've gotten equal lows around here, we've gotten these equal lows, and we should be looking for buys now because price has broken above this zone, right? So what did price do? Price turned around that liquidity, right? Price ran that liquidity around this side, and now what are we now thinking? Now people are now saying, okay, we've run all this liquidity, I'm thinking we've run all this liquidity and then price has broken below this zone. What should we expect? We should be expecting sales around this side. Then what the price do again? Price still what? Took out that high, right? So we are now above that high. So what am I expecting? Now actually Asian do open first before London, so there might be price action that might occur around this side before price moves to any direction. So what I'm expecting is that if price respects this low right here, or even if it doesn't respect it, right, maybe it broke below this low, right, and then comes into this demand zone, because this is the last demand zone that led to that break of structure this week here. So what am I expecting? Now I'm expecting price to, at least, if price did not respect this high, at least respect this high, then maybe build up to this place, then maybe we can get a short-term movement, right, to the downside, to this zone right here, right, to this zone. Or if in the case that price failed to come to that supply zone first, right, but instead continue to move lower here, I will expect a movement here, then maybe price continue to move down to this zone, or maybe lower to this place, then maybe we can expect a bullish movement from this place, thereby taking out this zone, this supply zone here, initially everything. But who knows what price might do? Price might decide to respect this supply zone, but I think from the higher time frame, price is already showing sign of bullishness, right, from the higher time frame. So my bias, I am looking this week, I'm looking for more of buys than sells. But if price comes to this supply zone first, and then maybe it does not reach this demand zone first before coming to the supply zone, then maybe we might expect a short-term movement to the downside before price can rise to the upside, right? But that does not mean price might not still continue to move bearish, because the lower time frame price action is actually showing bearish signs, right? But we don't know yet. This is where you need to dig deeper into section timing, liquidity, inducement, and all those things to at least get clarity, because this is an inflection zone. Price might decide to buy from here, and then price might decide to sell from here. Both sides might be correct, but I think the stronger will is the buys, right? Because the higher time frame is pushing narrative for buy right now, and then the lower time frame is showing sales. So I don't know who is trapping who yet until we get to next week, but we can be expecting both reaction from both zones, right? So if you find this video helpful in any way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and then hit the notification button, and don't forget to like too, so that anytime we get to post anything, you get to see it. So peace, guys.